Hey, I wanted to let you know that if you want to, you can skip the intro, but it will give you the background information on why I made the video, and future videos are going to come up in the future. Alright, on to the intro. When I first heard about Ascension WoW, I was kind of iffy on it. But then I heard that they had one of my favorite classes, the Death Knight. I decided to try it out. Unfortunately though, when I played it, come to find out they didn't have the Death Knight class out yet during that time. But then I heard about Enchant, and how they had a fake Death Knight like Enchant where you could play somewhat of a Death Knight, that being the White Walker Enchant. And so at that point, I decided to make multiple fake Death Knights with possible future specs that I believe should have happened, but they never did happen. And so now I present to you
Still, I hunger. Still, I thirst.
the main purpose of this build is to be a self-sufficient healing tank by using Vampiric Embrace and its variants. This build is heavily inspired by Varyn. His videos that I got inspired by are in the description. These are the starter builds that I recommend. Luckily, you can choose your starter abilities either by the ability cards that you get or by just re-rolling them. Now these are the ones that I would choose. The ones that I chose for the abilities are Sinister Strike for your basic attack, Defensive Stance, well, of course, for your tank stance, Rend. The reason why I chose Rend is to put a bleed on your target, and also have a talent that will go with it later on. I also chose Aspect, the monkey, for the dodge that it gives you. There are some abilities that I have thought about switching around, but for the most part these are the ones that I chose. If you want to, you can swap out for different abilities, but these are the ones that I chose. Here are the abilities that I chose. The first one I chose is Hell Scream for the AoE, and on how it can be affected by Rend modifiers. Saber Slash. The reason why I chose Saber Slash is because it's a modified form of a dispatch, and it'll help with the build, and also another main reason why it's for more AoE. Rupture. Now the reason why I chose Rupture is because it'll go well with Rend with the Bloodletting talent, and that is to where if you have Rend on a target, and then if you use Rupture on that target, it will spread the Rend to other nearby enemies. Dispatch. Again, another reason why I chose this is because on how it'll help build Bathe in Blood. Now this one unfortunately does not have AoE, but it will be good for single target damage. Hunger for Blood. Now the reason why I have Hunger for Blood is because on how once when you have 30 stacks of Bathe in Blood, you can't go up any higher, and you can't main those 30 stacks. So you have to spend them, hence the reason why I have Hunger for Blood. Vampiric Embrace. Now the reason why I have Vampiric Embrace is because of the healing build itself with this, that being Twilight, so you can heal from bleed damage, and for the Vampire Lord, because Vampire Lord you heal by doing shadow damage, and if you have Vampiric Embrace, it helps you heal more with your Vampire Lord. Bathe in Blood. Now the reason why I chose Bathe in Blood is so that it can increase your bleed damage that you do, thus making you heal more. Favor of the Soul Flare. The reason why I have this is so that when you use Hunger for Blood, it'll get rid of all 30 of your stacks of Bathe in Blood, thus making it useful by doing burst damage. And the other reason why is because you can't have over the stacks of 30, and if you don't use them, they'll go away, unfortunately. Sinister Flurry. It just helps you build more combo points, so you could spend them. Bloodletting. The reason why I have this is because once we have Rend on an enemy, and then if you use Rupture, it will spread your Rend to nearby enemies. Now, something that I found interesting is, now I don't know if this is the Bloodletting talent itself, but if you have Hell Scream, and if you use Rupture, it refreshes your Rend and your Hell Scream, well, not your Rend, sorry, but your Hell Scream on enemies. I don't know if that has to do with the Bloodletting talent itself, but it would make sense since Hell Scream is affected by Rend modifiers. Tides of Battle. Tides of Battle just helps you out with more energy regeneration, and when you have too much energy, it'll just make you do more damage instead. Unbound Death Healer. The reason why I have this is so that your attacks have a chance to make you regenerate health. Draining Strike. It's the same thing as Unbound Death Healer, but it's only for a single target. Adept Defense. The reason why I chose Adept Defense is for more dodge, and also it'll help you reduce more damage by 5% after you dodge, but that's only if you have it at its max capability, that being 5 talent points. But since this is a reroll season, so you don't have to put talents in there, you just have to re-roll it to get it higher. And so that's the reason why I chose this. There are 3 to 4 rotations with this build, and I'll go through each one step by step. The first rotation is to do AoE damage to all nearby enemies. The first thing I would do is do Charge, so you can build up Rage, and then I'll use Hell Scream to spin that Rage to do AoE damage, and applying bleeds to all nearby enemies. After that, I would do Sinister Strike to build up combo points, and then I would use Rend, and then do Saber Slash. And then after Saber Slash, I would choose Crimson Tempest or Rupture, depending on the situation. The reason why I would choose Rupture or Crimson Tempest is, with Rupture, when you use it, it will spread Rend to all nearby enemies. And of course, Crimson Tempest is just an AoE combo spender. After that, I would do Sinister Strike again, and then I would use Saber Slash, or again Rupture or Crimson Tempest, and just repeat it all over again. Now this rotation is for single target or for boss fights. The first thing I would do is do a Charge, and then I would use Hell Scream so I could get bleeds going off, so I could start healing too. And then I would use Sinister Strike to build up combo points. Then I would do Rend, Dispatch, and then Rupture. The reason why Rupture is so that I could burst the Rend, spreading it to all nearby enemies if there are any. And then I would do Sinister Strike, build up more combo points. And then I would use Saber Slash, and then Eviscerate. And the reason why I would use Saber Slash then Eviscerate is to build up stacks of Bathing Blood, which will also happen when you use Dispatch, Saber Slash, and Eviscerate. And thus making you do more bleed damage, and also healing you more. While in between Dispatch, Eviscerate, and Saber Slash, you can cast Grout and, of course, Shadow Waste Bolt to build up shadow damage against the target, making you heal as well with Vampire Lord. Now this is a quick rotation to help build up Bathe and Blood stacks. It's kind of iffy, but I'll explain it to you real quick. The first thing that you do is Charge, do Hell Scream, then you do Rend. Once when you're done with Rend, you're going to build up stacks, combo points, geesh. And then once you do combo points, you're going to use Dispatch, Saber Plus, and then Eviscerate. and then you're gonna build up combo points again, do the same thing again. Hell Scream if you can, then Rend, then you're gonna use Grout if you can, and then you of course would do Dispatch, Saber Slash, and then Eviscerate. The reason why for this is you're gonna build Bathe in Blood stacks as quickly as possible with Dispatch, Saber Slash, and Eviscerate. Only bad thing is I don't know if it's truly faster, but it could in theory be faster than the previous build that I told you about. This is a note though that you can use Grout outside of Stealth with the talents that I've chose, and also I have Backlash as well as with Shadow Trance so that you can cast Shadow Waste Bolt as well at an instant cast. And also you can use Seed of Corruption as well with Shadow Trance, but unfortunately Seed of Corruption does not work with Backlash, so that's the reason why I would recommend Shadow Waste Bolt. And the reason why I chose Shadow Waste Bolt over Shadow Bolt is because of Shadow Waste Bolt, it does damage over time as well compared to Shadow Bolt. Another thing with Shadow Waste Bolt is that since it can be affected by Shadow Bolt talents and modifiers, I have Soul Leech, so that means you're also going to heal more as well. With Seed of Corruption, it does AoE damage, so the only time when I would use that is when I'm doing AoE packs. But for the most part, you can just use it whenever you want to. Now that I've gone over the build, I'm going to quickly scroll on by and show you the builds and talents that I've chosen for the build. If you want an in-depth look, you can go to the hero archetype, look up Vampiric Blood Knight, and it should be under the name Velhemo. And if you want to, you could look more in depth with that build and then rapid reroll it if you so choose to.